In this lesson, we are going to review a few examples on solving equations by using substitution and solving equations that could be reducible to a quadratic. So let's go ahead and see those examples. The first example, we are given an equation and we can tell that this equation has a bit more to do. So the method of substitution, it's like a let's say a shortcut to a very long equation that has a few more steps and that we will not be able to solve the traditional way. So if you notice, the inside of the parentheses are the same, so that's good. The exponent goes from square to 1 to none. So the bases are the same, which are these two here. So I can say u equals to x squared plus x, which means I am going to substitute the letter u for the inside of the parentheses. So that is u squared minus au equals negative 12. Now, the ultimate goal is to make this look like the standard form of a quadratic. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 12 to both sides. Now that this looks like the standard form of a quadratic, I have to think of all the methods that I have learned to see how can I solve this quadratic. I can literally jump and do quadratic formula, but maybe I could factor, right? Let's check. Factors of 12 that add to 8. Well, what are the factors of 12? I have 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Does any of this add to 8? I think 2 and 6. So this is factorable. This is factorable. And I'm going to use the AC method in order to factor it. Okay? So I have u squared minus au minus 12 equals to 0. Once I have factored using the AC method, I am left with u minus 6, wait, I think I wrote this is a plus sign right here. U minus 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and substitute what u is. U is x squared plus x. I'm going to go ahead and substitute that. So I have x squared plus x minus 6. That's going to equal to 0. And then I have x squared minus x minus 2 equals to 0. So this equation here is not factorable, and neither is this one. No, I think they're both factorable actually. Let's see. Factors of 6 that will subtract to 1. You have 3 and 2. Factors of 2 that will subtract to 1, you have 2 and 1. So we can factor again. And again, I will use the AC method to factor that. So after I have factored that using the AC method, I am left with x plus 3 minus 2. And then on this side, x minus 2 plus 1 equals to 0. So then I solve for x. So this is going to give me negative 3. This is going to give me positive 2. Caramba. Positive 2. Yep, there. Good. Positive 2. And here's going to give me 2 and negative 1. So my answers to this quadratic is x equals negative 1, 2, and negative 3. I don't need to write 2 again because it repeats. So by writing it one time, that's fine. So this is my solution for this quadratic that I solved using substitution. Let's see another example. So we look at this equation. We ask ourselves, out of everything that I have learned in math as of now, what can I use to solve this? And the first thing I want to tell you is get rid of that fractions. So why don't we cross multiply? Very simple. I'm going to cross multiply. Okay. So multiply this times this one, multiply this times that. So I'm going to have x times x minus 2 equals 1 times 2x minus 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and distribute. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to distribute. So I have x squared minus 2x equals 2x minus 1. I'm going to have m set equal to 0. Set equal to 0, which means I'm going to subtract the 2x and add the 1. So I have x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals to 0. Now I need to check how to continue solving. If you notice, there are no factors of 1 that will add to 4. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula to solve this. Use quadratic formula to solve. Okay, so I have x squared minus 4x plus 1. X squared minus 4x plus 1 equals to 0. Again, my a is 1, b is negative 4, and c is 1. And my quadratic formula is, I'm just going to write that wrong. Whoop, 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 whoop. X equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we're substituting our values into our quadratic formula. We are careful with our signs because we can easily make a mistake, and we do not want to do that, right? So this is 4 plus or minus square root of 16 minus 4 all over 2. So 60 minus 4, isn't that 12? No, that's 14. Ooh, can't do basic math. What is with this world coming to? I don't know. No, it's not. I'm losing my mind, right? It's 12. What? This is why I need you guys with me. Okay. Square root of 12 over 2. Now we got to simplify that. So let's take it to another page. 4 plus or minus square root of 12 over 2. Perfect. I'm going to take it to the side and simplify that radical square root of 12 into radical 4 times radical 3. Square root of 4 is 2, then 3 inside. So taking it back, 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 3 over 2. Now we got to break it into the positive and the negative and simplify if possible. Yay. If you notice, everything is divisible by 2. That is outside. So I'm going to go ahead and have 2 plus radical 3. And then here I'm going to have 2 minus. I hope you catch that mistake. This is the minus. Ooh, minus radical 3. Okay, and there we go. We have our two answers. 2 plus radical 3. 2 minus radical 3. Yes. Excellent work. So in this video, we solve equations using the substitution method. And we solve equations that were able to be reducible to a quadratic. Perfect. Happiness.